Now, one thing I try to do very hard to do in this channel is to keep all you wonderful people well ahead of the game. Yeah? What do I mean? I mean that you listen to things here in this channel, and you listen to some amazing things, and you listen to some things which sound impossible, and then 3 weeks later, pop, it happens. 1 month later, pop, it unfolds exactly like that. Anybody who has been on this channel for a month or so, you'll agree with me. Those who have been with me for over 12 years, they know the whole story. Okay? Now, I just want to give you a recent example. I have been repeating time and again in this channel a very simple truth. Okay? And that truth is this: it is not possible to top up presidential votes and then you leave the other seats untouched. It cannot be done. How? Yeah? Indeed, in this the Supreme Court hearings which we had, you remember there was a case where it's good to explain this because somebody might get confused, might ask me, why did we have in the Supreme Court a case where there were more presidential votes cast in certain areas than votes for governor and senator and so on? Okay? Now, very simple question, very simple answer. It just shows you the magnitude of the fraud in this particular election. What do I mean? I mean that the topping up was done, and it was done for all the other seats, and it was still not enough to get the target these guys wanted. So they had no other alternative but to top up way and above. That is the truth. Okay? Anyway, coming back to my point. So because it is not possible to interfere with the presidential election and fail to touch county rep, to fail to touch women's rep, MP and so on, it means that we did not have any elections on August 8th. That's what it really means. No, it doesn't matter if people go around the country telling you, oh, the will of the people was stolen, oh, this, these elections were credible, or the Supreme Court should have recounted the ballots. It doesn't matter what people tell you. Let us just look at the cold facts. It is not possible. It cannot be done. Okay? Now, a lawyer or some lawyers already seem to agree with me, and they have filed exactly such a case in front of a court. And what I predict is that barring something very crazy happening, yeah, what should happen is a domino effect, yeah, that this court will, the court in Kirinyaga, because this is where the case has been filed by Karua, yeah, the effects of that judgment in that court will just reverberate, and they'll just continue countrywide. Okay? Now, Karua is asking the court in Kirinyaga not only to nullify the gubernatorial race, which she says Waiguru topped up, yeah? Not only to nullify that race, but to nullify everything across the board. Yep. And because of the weight of this matter, she's requesting for a 3-judge bench, yeah, which looks very likely she will get. Okay. Now, don't forget, Karua is a lawyer. Not only a lawyer, she has served as a magistrate for quite a number of years, yeah. So she knows the law. Kumekucha might make a mistake, but Karua knows the law. And in case she has forgotten the law from years and years of in politics, then her lawyer Gitobu Manyara, yes, surely knows the law. Yeah, because he's down there, he's in the trenches, going to court every day. Surely Gitobu Manyara knows the law. So this is the interesting case which has been filed. Okay? Now, what are the chances of Martha winning? Excellent, very good chances. Huge, yeah, because it's very simple. She already has evidence to prove that 58,000, I believe it's about 58,000 votes were topped up. She has solid evidence. And when you hear a lawyer saying, I have evidence, it's not like Kumekucha saying, I have evidence. Those fellows know the meaning of the word evidence. Okay? Now, according to Karua's interpretation of the Supreme Court judgment, is that it means that all other polls should be nullified nationally. Hey, yes, I have to repeat that because it's crazy. The Supreme, according to the interpretation of Karua, and I believe her lawyer Gitobu Manyara, The judgment of the Supreme Court, in short, means that all other elections countrywide should be nullified. Okay, because we didn't have any elections on the 8th. Yes, there were irregularities and illegalities. Therefore, that whatever was done that day was illegal, but it was not an election. What? Now, as far as textbooks are concerned, or rather textbook judgments, this should be a done deal. Yeah. However, we live in Kenya, and in Kenya there are so many other factors. There's politics, there's what. So you can be sure that impunity will fight back, and it will fight back very hard, and it will fight back with a lot of money. Okay. So what we should expect in the next few days and weeks is a judicial battle of monumental proportions, which will decide the destiny of the country called Kenya going forward. Simple, it's as simple as that. Still, I repeat, there is a possibility, and I believe it's a very high possibility, of the entire nation of Kenya to rudi kwa debe. Okay, that's really what it is. Now, my personal view on this matter, I think, is well known to most of you. There has been great injustice in Kenya. Okay, this thing has been a great injustice in Kenya, because even the so-called tyranny of numbers in both houses is really a tyranny of fraud. Okay, I'll just give you one example. Look at Western, where Jubilee has 6 parliamentary seats. Do you know they have 6 parliamentary seats, but not a single county rep? Hakuna MCAs. So you tell me the logic there. Yeah, your party has won parliamentary seats, but hamuna MCAs. So you want those parliamentary seats, in short, this is what it means. You want those parliamentary seats without any grassroots support. Aye, hiyo ilifanyikaje? And that is just one example. I'm telling you folks, those massive topping up countrywide. And I should know, because I was on the ground, I made quite a number of predictions. Many of them were proved wrong. Okay? And I don't mind being proved wrong, but I do mind being proved wrong by topping up. Yeah, by a situation whereby the vote was not free and fair, where there was topping up, where there was skewing of the votes, you know, where there was skewing of the results, yeah, whereby results were being transmitted to favor a certain candidate, and therefore other candidates had to benefit. Yeah. Now, it is also true that it did not affect the entire country. Yeah, I believe there were some areas, opposition areas, which were not affected at all. Yeah, but you see, the kind of mess you get into when there's this topping up is such that it is impossible to tell for sure. Yeah, you see, if a thief has entered your house, yeah, and that thief was carrying a virus, let's say a virus of the flu, a very deadly flu, yeah, na aliingia kwa nyumba, okay, you cannot rule out that akuingia kwa hiyo room. You have to take precautions and assume that the whole house is infected. That's really what we have here in this situation. Now, this would explain very neatly the behavior of Jubilee. Okay? Now, what am I saying? I'm saying the kind of way Jubilee behaved after the Supreme Court ruling still has a lot of question marks. Yeah, and you remember the theory I gave you very early on. I told you that there's a possibility that a certain candidate will be barred from running in the elections. Yes? Because somebody could rush to court and they could prove that, oh, you know, all these irregularities and illegalities were committed on behalf of somebody. Yeah, and not only that, during the defense of these particular candidates, let's say have been taken, these particular people will be taken to court for very serious election offenses. One of them could stand up and say, yes, I did that, but I received instructions. You get my drift? And no wonder even the polling date was rushed, because the whole idea is to rush the thing, get someone to be president quickly, na hii maneno hii inyamazishwe pole pole. That's really what it is. Okay, so that explains it. But this should be a very interesting next few weeks for Kenya. I hope and I pray that we're going to be able to keep our peace. Yes, because that's above everything else. That is very important. Personally, I don't believe there will be any tribal war. Yes, I don't believe any people, and Kenyans are not interested in fighting. Kenyans are not interested in violence. Okay, that one I am sure. Because if you know what happened on the 8th of August, you'll know Kenyans are not interested in war. And they're not interested in any fighting. They just want this thing to carry on peacefully. They want justice. Hakuna kitu ingine, just justice. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha. Who is Chris Kumekucha? Really, who is Chris Kumekucha? Well, a lot of people have said some very nice things about me. Courageous, daredevil, and so on and so forth. But I'll confess something to you. I'm not braver than you are. I'm not more courageous than you are. I'm just me, and I'm just here. And I believe I'm here because of destiny. All the crazy things I've done, all the very risky things I've done it all for a better Kenya. A better Kenya and nothing else. I've come face to face with those dark forces I keep on talking about. The dark forces, yes, and I've even had them threaten my life, okay? I've just been seated somewhere, told to strip naked. One of them is holding a gun, but that happened a long time ago. Let me not go into it. It happened a long time ago during the Moi days. In recent times, I've had very near misses, okay? Crazy, but all for a better Kenya. All for a better Kenya. I'm here to give you a special invitation to join my club 1999, okay? Towards the end of this video, you will get all the details you need to join Club 1999 today, so that you can share in the passion I have for our country, in the passion I have for our motherland, yeah? And then even more interestingly, in that video I tell you a bit about myself and why I do the crazy things I do, okay? Make sure you join me in that video. I think you're in for a bit of surprises here and there, if not shocks. I trust that you enjoyed that Kumekucha video. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned some things you didn't know, okay? Now, as earlier promised, you can be able to view this particular very special video, which I made quite some time back, yeah, which talks a lot about me and a lot about Club 1999. Yeah, you will see that red arrow pointing to the link, which when you click will take you directly to that video. See you there in a bit. Thank you.